Hello, I'm Karen Elgersma, getting ready for the 33rd annual Mother's Day musical garden tour. And you're watching Go Island on ShawTV. On today's show, we learn about the great work the Couch and Garry Oak Preserve is doing. And Dan Kahn is talking to you about legalizing marijuana. All that and much more on Go Island. We are strolling through a magical garden today on Go Island. Why, you ask? Well, we'll tell you. It is Mother's Day Musical Garden Tour. It's every year for 33 years. They have been inviting people out to stroll through 10 beautiful gardens. Why? Because we want to celebrate the Garden City, and we also want to raise money for the Victoria Conservatory of Music. That's right. This is one of their big fundraisers every year, and that's why there is music in every garden. There's also some just extraordinary gardens on the tour this year, and we are lucky enough to bring you to one of them. Jean, you have not only been the master designer and gardener of this garden for the last 25 years, but you really understand the Japanese garden, the history, why you need certain elements in it. So let's begin, because this is a Japanese garden, with what is a Japanese garden?
Well, I think the most important thing in a Japanese garden is rock. Rock is the key element. It grounds the gardens to the earth. So everywhere you look, there's going to be rock gardens. Take an example here. We have beautiful rock here, and we've got rock coming down the side of the stairs. Now, it's a compilation of metaphors. Rock is really mountain, pea gravel is really water. So it's using your imagination. Also, Japanese gardens are a fine art. They're to be viewed as a painting. It was in the 12th century that a Chinese Buddhist monk, a painter, traveled to Japan to teach the Japanese gardeners how to create their gardens as an art, to express their emotions, to express their creativity. So everywhere you look in my garden, it is like a three-dimensional painting.
I love that. And as soon as you enter, you know that you are in this 3D painting. You open that big metal gate, you'll see the rocks on the side, the river flowing down, and your feng shui is activated. I tell you, we're gonna show you some of the most spectacular scenes that this 3D art has in this beautiful garden in just a minute. But first, we're gonna head to the Cowichan Valley, where conservation is a big deal there. Daphne, good with that story. We're in a Japanese garden today, and I'm with the artist, designer, the gardener. Jean, one of the things that we were talking about is how a Japanese garden is, it really is it's like an art, a piece of art in itself, a 3D art. Tell us a little bit about this area we're in right now.
Well, I think it is really beautiful when you go down the garden onto the pea gravel paths and the large stones. The stones, again, ground you to the earth. And it really is just a wonderful feeling. And we're going to pass through this garden onto the pea gravel. And when you start walking onto the gravel, it really makes you bond with nature. And as we walk along here, you can see the garden tells you a story. We have in the back a red Japanese bridge. We have a lantern, a Fuji lantern. We have sculptures. We have beautiful river rock of all sizes, and the lawns and the beautiful gardens. That's part of a Japanese. It tells a story. It is part of the garden.
You must never be stressed. This is just an incredible, grounding, peaceful piece of heaven here.
It's serenity, it's spiritual, it's tranquility, it's calming, it nourishes the soul.
I'm never leaving here. I think I'm just going to move in. We are now going to head out with Dan Kahn, and he's going to be talking to you about another kind of plant. Oh, I am just so zen. I'm so relaxed because I'm in one of the gardens that will be part of the Mother's Day Musical Garden Tour, Victoria Conservatory of Music's annual fundraiser, and you are all invited. Yes, you are. Of course, it's Mother's Day weekend, May 9th and 10th, and I'm with the designer of this beautiful Japanese garden right now. It's been so fascinating to learn about all the different elements that make this what the kind of garden it is. Let's begin with grass. What does grass represent?
Grass represents the sea, and when you look at the gardens, they represent islands. So you can't have the sea without the islands. And then the islands are shaped like tortoises, hence the beautiful tortoises coming up into the garden.
And what do tortoises represent?
Long life.
Wow, it's so cool. Now, how about the fish? The fish is there for a particular reason, and what does that represent?
That's, again, by Paul Harder, the bronze sculptor.
Yeah.
And if you can visualize, and again, everything is to do with visualization, we've got a river creek flowing through the gardens, and this is an Arpenian Amazonian fish. It's 5 feet long, and in real life, it's about 10 feet long.
Wow.
And that is something everyone's going to want to patent. And
It's tactile.
Absolutely. Now, and also I wanted to measure everything is a compilation of metaphors. So the boxwoods are shaped like hills, the azaleas are shaped like clouds. So everything is something larger in life.
I love that. And what I find so interesting is all of that adds meaning. So when you are experiencing this garden, knowing all of that, then you can have a different sort of richer experience as you wander through. Now, I love this idea of what the red bridge represents. First of all, let's talk about the color red. What does that represent?
Red, it means life.
I love that. And what does it mean when you cross the bridge?
Okay, again, another metaphor. It means when you cross the bridge, you're passing from one life into the next life, which is paradise. And I also wanted to say, too, that is, again, because Japanese gardens are art. It's a three-dimensional painting. We have the bridge, the lantern, and the Japanese maple, the Acer palmatum. The Inabi Shadar is the name of the maple. So that in itself is the painting.
Coming up, we take a trip down the Yellow Brick Road to learn about a new youth musical group in Souk. And we visit the Japanese gardens at Hatley Castle. We are in this incredible Japanese garden right now. One of the things that you were teaching me just as we were strolling through it is how important that the paths and strolling is part of the Japanese garden experience. And just explain to the viewers what that means when you're strolling through.
Well, I think when you're walking, especially on pea gravel, you can really feel the gravel beneath your feet. You know, it's bonding with nature. It's really feeling that it's spiritual, it's calming, you're in harmony with nature, and you're in one with yourself. And it's just the most exhilarating feeling just to be in this magical forest with all these incredible trees.
I love the benches.
Yeah.
Place to contemplate. Tell me why you chose to put them there and why what people can do when they get there.
Well, I think when people are here and they're going to go through this maze of paths and looking at all the beauty in the garden, they can then go around the property and look at all the bamboo groves and then come up and sit on the bench and just contemplate the journey that they've taken into this magical garden and just to view the property.
We have to take a very short break, but please stay with us when we come back. Paul Ballstein is going to help keep us all very healthy and more in this beautiful garden. You want your soul nourished, then you're going to have to get tickets. The Mother's Day Musical Garden Tour, May 9th and 10th. If you want tickets, go to the Victoria Conservatory of Music website and find out how you can get them. We'll see you next time on Go Island.
Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir. Casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.